Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Now that I'm on camera, I keep forgetting to fix this thing, but anyway, it's not where it's supposed to be. But anyway, trackies, the New Balance, Grand Prix happened on the weekend, and we saw a lot of world leading performances. And one particular performance, we're talking about the men's 60 meters, left the world shook. Everybody is shaking in their boots as we sit. Well, as I sit right now, you know what I mean? The world is a buzz as it relates to the potential possibilities come summer. We're talking about Paris, we're talking about the Olympic Games. Yes, so the men's 60 meters was a huge lineup. We saw the likes of Fred Curley in it. In my opinion, Fred Curley wasn't going to be doing much concern. Again, this was his first 60, but I was really looking forward to seeing one, Akeem Blake's performance since I had him taking the win. I was looking out for to see Ronnie Baker as well, and clearly also Noah Lyles in this. I mean, I've always talked about his confidence when he's running. He's pretty much won half the race already before he's lined up. You know what I mean? So, with that said, he came out and he ran 6.44 seconds to walk away with the win. And then we had Akeem Blake placing very close second, running 6.45 seconds. Now, on the heels of that 6.44 and that 6.45, I mean, I don't hear any buzzing or surrounding Akeem Blake, which is interesting, right? But there's a lot of buzz happening, for Noah Lyles. Now, before I touch onto this whole Noah Lyles thing, and potentially what he'll do in summer and who can stop him, just want to say real quickly about Akeem Blake. Now, that 6.45 for me had a couple mistakes, yes, but that was still a solid run. And that speaks to potentially also, how faster he could go this season. And typically, what I notice for Jamaicans is they run the 60 like they're running a 100. I don't think a lot of people notice that these Jamaican athletes, when they're running 60 meters, they don't run it like they're running a 60, meaning that they're trying to, make sure they're getting to their running completely for that 60 meters. They're still running it like they're executing a 100 meters. So for me personally, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing a lot of improvement from Akeem Blake over that 100 meters come summer. And clearly the Jamaican trials comes first, right? And also what I'm looking forward to seeing. I hear a lot of people talking about his top end. People need to remember I've always said this, and from last season, right, that Akeem Blake will be taking up the 200 meters this 2024 season, which means that he's already putting in the background work for the 200 meters this season. So when I hear people saying, hey, Akeem needs to start running, the 200 so that he can, get more speed endurance, that's happening, trackies. So do not underestimate, Akeem Blake thinking that, oh, he's just going to fizzle out based on the performance that you saw on Sunday, right? But with that said, let's jump over to Noah Lyles now and this whole hoopla that's happening surrounding Noah Lyles. Now clearly he came out and he said, listen, based on this performance, I'm going after every record that exists in the books. You know what I mean? I suppose he's going after the 4x1 really also. But let's see what team USA constructs heading into Paris, and if there's a possibility of shattering that record. But yeah, clearly the 100 meters and the 200 meters is within his control as it relates to what he can do personally. So yeah, he's going after those records. And on one hand, you have the Jamaicans big mad. Like yet again, Noah Lyles is coming and saying that what he's going after those records. So I'm gonna let you take a listen to what Noah Lyles said, and then we're gonna continue.
Why not? Why not? I mean, there is nothing stopping you from trying. And if I don't succeed, try again.
All right, so Shakis, that was Noah Lyles. So yes, he's going after those records. And for me personally, I take no issue with that. Once you enter a sport, any sport, you're supposed to be trying to be the best. If you're not trying to be the best, then what are you doing? Why are you here? You know what I mean? So Jamaica, stop getting mad every time somebody says they're going after that Usain Bolt world record or those Usain Bolt world records. I mean, when you think about it, we're over here sitting on saying that Elaine should go after that Flojo world record. I don't hear America getting mad every time we mention it. You know what I mean? Also, there's Shelly also, eyeing that world record, and we don't know what Sherika is up to this season. She's still younger than both of those athletes and still has more time to potentially attack any FloJo records, especially when you think about that 200 meters as well. So again, Jamaica, you can't be playing these games. Right? So allow, Noah to live a little, and of course allow the sport to grow as well. Allow athletes to voice, that they want to be the best without feeling, shamed or being shamed for doing so. Trackies, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what I want to touch on is, the scaling that I'm hearing people talking about. So I'm hearing people talking about American record, world record. You know what I mean? So not only is Noah saying that, but I'm hearing people saying, hey, based on this 6.44 run, Noah Lyles is going to be running someplace between, 9.7, and I'm talking about 9.7 flat, right? To, potentially American record / world record. I'm like, okay. I hear you guys. I see you. So, Chuckies, I've thought about it for a couple of days, and I'm thinking to myself based on what I saw is one, yes, I do believe that we're going to get a much better version of Noah Lyles this summer. Personal best shape Noah Lyles over the 100 meters and also the 200 meters and the 200 meter world record, kind of closer than the 100 meter world record still, but you know what I mean. When I look at that 100 meter though, the scaling that I'm hearing everybody talking about is not the scaling that I'm viewing in my mind, and I'm going to tell you why. So right now he's at 9.83 as it relates to personal best, right? And from this 6.44 here, everybody's saying, oh my God, his start has gotten so much better. That means that, potentially he's going to be running, as I said, 9.7s, even 9.60s / 9.5s, right? But what I noticed, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this, and this could probably just be hogwash, I'm not sure, because we will see as the season progresses, but I kind of get the vibe that Noah has actually gotten better at running the 60. No, clearly, yes, he ran a personal best, but that's not what I mean when I say, got better at the 60. The 60 meters itself track is meaning that Noah has to make sure that he gets into his running and get into top end and complete that race in 60 meters and not do it like he was typically doing it, where he was running it like he was running his 100 meters. He knows he gets into his running much later because his top end kicks in later and then he can decimate the field. But for a 60, that was a little bit too late because the race was over and done and dusted, and he was behind the pack. Hence, he came into this race at New Balance Indoor Grand Prix with a personal best of, what was it, 6.51 or something like that. So didn't have the best of executions over the 60 because he wasn't running it like a 60. He was running it like a 100. So now I'm looking at this performance, and in my mind, when I look at how quickly he got into his running, I'm thinking, okay, I'm like, okay, so Trackies, are we saying that Noah Lyles is going to be carrying that top end straight through to 80 meters in the race? That's what I'm thinking in my brain. I don't know. That's not the vibe I'm getting. That's definitely not the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting the vibe that this was just a better execution at 60. You know what I mean? Or for 60 meters. So he got into his running much quicker, not knowing that he has to complete the race and run a personal best. Great. That doesn't necessarily mean in my mind that it's going to have such a big impact on his 100 meters, because come outdoors, he's going to have to go back to distributing his race properly, you know what I mean, and ensuring that, he goes through all these proper phases for a full 100 meters. It won't be a 60. And envisioning it in my mind, don't get me wrong, clearly it's not something he has done yet. So I'm envisioning it in my mind right now, and I'm getting the vibe that the execution is not going to look like what we're seeing it here. I don't believe so. I don't think that that's the execution we're going to see. I think we're going to see something similar to what he's always been doing in terms of starts, because again, his race distribution has happened over the full 100 and not just, a 60 meters, right? So as it relates to times, I'm not seeing it get done that ridiculously. I'm definitely seeing 9.7s, don't get me wrong, but I'm seeing someplace between high 9.7s, to probably mid-range 9.7s. I'm not seeing anything, remotely faster than that. No, I can eat my words at the end of the day, right? But that's what I'm seeing right now. So I'm not getting the hype just yet based on the 60 meter performance that we're gonna see any crazy time in the 100 meters, just based on the race execution in my mind. You know what I mean? So now I'm thinking, okay, a 9.7 Noah. which Jamaican is going to stop this 9-7 Noah? Because at this point, you know what I mean? No, yeah, there are clearly Americans that have gone 9-7, but as it stands right now, Jamaica is looking to walk away with gold. So as things are looking, Noah is, top of the pile. That's no joke. I was looking at Christian Coleman to come into this season to potentially be, the biggest challenger, right? I definitely think Noah and Christian, I think Christian is going to be getting back to his best. He's 9-7, he is a 9-7 athlete, so I'm expecting him to get back to that, and thinking that Noah is going to get there as well. So I'm expecting both of them to be the American 9-7 guys. We still have to see Fred Curley and the others, but for now, I'm thinking those are the athletes that are sitting top of the pile, with Noah, inching just slightly ahead of Christian Coleman in my mind right now. But with that said, that's still 9-7. Who does Jamaica have that's going to, potentially challenge anything that's happening right here? Right now we don't have a 9-7 athlete. You know what I mean? We don't have a 9-7 athlete. We have a few 9-8 athletes. So clearly we're going to have to see a lot of personal best if any Jamaican is hoping to challenge Noah Lyles or even just Christian Coleman. So two athletes that I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at Oblique Civil and I'm looking at Kishane Thompson. Now I talked about Oblique Civil some time ago when I said, look here, Glenn Mills said that he could potentially be running 10 not 10, sorry, 9 9 6s from some time ago, right? So I'm not gonna lie, I'm expecting a real fast Oblique Civil this season, based on what I'm hearing is going on in training. The invigoration happening with that gold medal from Antonio Watson. Don't get me wrong, two different athletes, but still, that injection of 200-meter workout as well. I'm hoping and praying that Oblique Civil comes out and he's a better version of himself, and he can definitely dip into 9-7s as well. So right now I'm looking at Oblique Civil as one, but he's not the strongest Jamaican in my mind as it stands right now that could potentially, challenge for gold come Paris. The one I'm looking at is actually Kishane Thompson. Now, Kishane Thompson is pretty much very new on the scene, but from the little we have known of him so far and what he's managed to, get to, which is 9.85 seconds, it tells us that there's a lot, expected of him. And I did a little trending chart in comparison to him and Asafa, and him, for me, he's definitely going to be a 9-7 athlete this season and potentially faster based on everything that I see going on. And Stephen Francis them are around there, hyping him up as well. And Stephen don't hype up people for nothing. You know what I mean? So for me personally, Kishane Thompson is that number one pick from a Jamaican perspective to challenge. So I would say right now, Jamaica, don't fret. Don't start fretting just yet. You know what? There's still hope. There's definitely still hope as things stand, for us potentially to chop down, Uncle Sam, chop down the huge giant of America when it comes to that men's 100-meter sprint. And we have to look out for the likes of Oblique Civil and clearly Kishane Thompson. I think those two athletes are our best bet of getting into 10-7 or anything faster. Track is so, again, for now, I'm not really fretting. I see Lyles. I see what he's doing. I'm definitely excited. And I definitely think he's coming up with a personal best. I just don't think it's as crazy as everybody is saying. Anyway, Shaki, sound off in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Like the video, of course, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.